Hi and welcome to my channel State of Flux. Here to talk to you about a new series I'm doing. I have a deep interest in what's called the author theory or the tour theory, where you can find a lot of connective tissue between the works of any artist, and that sometimes goes for studios as well. And I thought, what better way to tackle this than to see a whole body of work from one individual studio. So I am doing my first in the author series on the films of Studio Ghibli. And the first movie I'm going to do is not in fact a Studio Ghibli film, however it has the makings of the Ghibli films. Some future Ghibli films that are very popular are going to be My Neighbor Totoro, Castle in the Sky, Howl's Moving Castle. I could name billions of movies here. Not really, there's only like 20 or so. But I'm leaving out lots of them, including my very favorite one. You'll be able to hear about that in a forthcoming episode. But the first one I'm going to talk about is Panda Go Panda. This film came out in 1972, and it was really, I think it was a truncated short, if memory serves. When you watch the film, at least here in the United States, it comes in a disc that has two about 45-minute like shorts that are strung together. It feels like an episode of television almost, where you have a beginning, middle, and end. It stops. You get like the whole Panda Go Panda song, and then it starts up again with a completely new beginning, middle, and end. One thing that I really like about this is just the fervent whimsy as well as the innocence of the story. Like, this is just a wonderful thing to watch with a child. I have a child myself, and it got a chance to introduce it to her, and she quite loved it. I first saw this in the early 2000s after I first discovered who Hayao Miyazaki was, and this is a name I haven't even dropped yet. Hayao Miyazaki is the name that you think of when you think of Studio Ghibli. He directed all of the titles that I'd mentioned before, and while he didn't direct this film, he did write it, and you can see the like little nuggets of who he is and what his films will end up being really germinate in this film. You have like the female protagonist that sort of looks at this world in kind of a unique and interesting way. You have often rotund creature kind of sidekick. This is definitely like a great companion piece film with My Neighbor Totoro. It doesn't hit any of those same themes quite the same, but I feel like they're good companion piece films. Oddly enough, when I do talk about My Neighbor Totoro, that movie was designed as a companion piece film with another movie in the Studio Ghibli lineup that does not make sense to me, but we'll tackle that in a couple episodes. Anyway, this film, there's not a whole lot to say about it outside of it is really fascinating to go and watch to see what Hayao Miyazaki will eventually become, and you can see a lot of those elements of what makes his movies great really started here. And I don't know if that's him learning under the tutelage of this film's director, or his talent emerging and really sort of spawning with this film. But it has a lightness and an innocence that is just infectious and inescapable. It is about a young girl whose caretaker goes off via train to the big city, leaving her behind, and she takes care of her house when she is befriended by a little baby panda as well as a great big panda. And she decides to play mama to the baby and wife to the dad, and has the dad panda go out and try to acquire a job in the first story, and it's just cute. The second story involves circus animals, and a big old massive flood, and how they try to save the circus animals by getting their heads above the water in kind of fun, unique ways. And there's not a lot to them. This is a good movie. I like it more because of, you can see the emergence of a relatively phenomenal filmmaker. In it, I'm going to give it 3 stars out of 4. It is, as I say, worth seeing if you are a fan, and a good introductory film into what Studio Ghibli will be for kids. However, this does aim, this skews the child friendliest out of all the works of the Ghibli lineup. The next episode, to tease that, I will be talking about another film that's not part of the Ghibli lineup, though it kind of gets lumped in with it now. But this is Hayao Miyazaki's first directorial film, and that will be The Cabinet of Dr. Cagliostro. Don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm going to work on that on my off time. But anyway, if you get a chance to track down Panda Go Panda, I recommend doing so. It's fun.